Cancer, welcome back to my channel. Let's begin by apologizing for going missing in absence. I feel like my last videos on here was like February. However, there's been so much going on behind the scenes of my world and business that I just needed to not focus on the YouTube temporarily whilst I got everything else built up. Now, Cancer, I'm diving back in and we're diving into April through to May. What's in store for you? What is the energy that's coming to the surface? And what are the ways that you can maximize your energy over the next couple of months? Now, Cancer, as I'm diving into the energy here, you might feel a little bit choppy. There's this choppy energy that really is being brought to the surface, and it kind of feels like you're one step forward and one step still in the old waters. And there's this back and forth mentality here that's happening that's kind of keeping you swinging between these two spaces. Now, the one thing that I'm hearing here is a need to really give yourself permission to accept that sometimes things are going to be choppy. You're not going to get to your final destination without going through the rough seas. And I feel like it's a huge reminder to stop desiring the peace and the ease, because actually the journey is a huge part of the process. And where it is that you're going right now and the destination that you desire for yourself, you need to accept there's a journey on unlocking that level of your reality, and being along for the journey is actually going to get you into this place of peace and grounding. You know, when you can give yourself permission to be on the unfolding journey and not need it to feel so calm and so plain sailing, that is when you really learn to maximize your surrounding. Now, one of the things that Spirit wants you to be aware of here is not trying to make anything look a certain way. I feel like it's really easy when we go through these turbulent emotions in our physical reality to almost feel like we want to mask them, whether that be mask them from our friends, mask them from our family, mask them for our clients, from our business. And essentially what's being brought to the surface here is vulnerability is majorly needed. And so I'm going to begin with the idea of business and money. And if you are somebody who's in business or you're, desiring more money, be really vulnerable. This is a time to let people know that you are a real human being. And I feel the communication energy that's being brought to the surface here is in offload, right? Offload with ease, offload with clear communication. Let people show up for you the way that is essentially needed, and don't build your surrounding on needing to make things look a certain way. Now, if you are in business, this is a huge message of like storytelling, sharing your highs, but also sharing your lows. What does it look like to use yourself as the best possible example? And then there's this reminder being brought here around like integration and learning the deeper levels. Because I think when it comes down to learning information, we can know something on an intellectual level, but the embodiment of that thing is what's really, really important. And so what Spirit is diving you into here is you've already learned the lessons, Cancer, but now it's about integrating the lessons and really allowing change in your reality. And I feel previously you've lived in this surrounding of, I want change, but the change isn't here. And oh my gosh, like I feel frustrated. When in reality, you've got all of the tools and all of the resources for change, but this is about a you facing you situation and being willing to majorly meet yourself. Now, I also want to jump into relationships because there's a lot of energy coming through. I don't feel like the April to like end of May timeline for you is just focused on one area of life. It actually feels like you're trying to upgrade multiple different areas of your life. And in trying to upgrade multiple different areas of your life, one of the things that we really, really need to look at is how can we give you permission to see the value in knowing that who you are in your business is also who you are in your relationships, right? And so there's a huge ironing out of see yourself in every direction of your life, and that's when you'll shift. And it almost feels like you've maybe been focused on one area. It could be relationships, could be career. You've been focused on one area, but you've been missing the evolution that needs to happen in all areas. And this is just a reminder to balance out your surrounding, to make sure you're shifting as a whole human and not just who you are as a business owner or a partner, but actually as a whole human energy. Now, what Spirit is bringing to the surface in relationships is take things slow. If there's one thing you have learned from the past is that things go wrong when you rush. And this is your reminder to take things slow, baby steps. I feel like sometimes we want to believe that something is this like big ball of energy. And actually it's really important in the relationships around us, whether it be friendships, whether it be relationships, that we get to know the nitty gritty energy, right? You want to see somebody's whole self see the reflection there. And so Spirit is guiding you to slow things down so that you can see the cracks in who somebody is, so that you can become more aware consciously. And this just means that you're becoming more intelligent about the world around you and understanding everybody has cracks, everybody has flaws. You being able to see their flaws is not about focusing on the negative things, it's about being able to make really educated decisions. And I feel right now there's a huge emphasis on the decisions you made previously did not serve you. Now, I am being told that you're coming out of this period of isolation where you needed to be alone for a period of time, and you're entering a season where you're ready to integrate back with the world around you. Now, when I look at this energy, what Spirit is saying is the integrating with the world around you needs to be done strategically. There's a huge energy of intentionality here, and just making sure that your physical surrounding and the people in your physical surrounding really match up to what you need in the season. This could be investments, it could be friendships, it could be family, it could be relationships. You want to make sure that people are ultimately on the same wavelength and they can really match up to what it is that you need in this season. So don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and please keep me informed of the breakthroughs that you're having because I want to know all of the juicy details.